Hello everyone. So the topic that we're going to cover today is how do you make sure that the companies that you bought your products from, and these are products which are heavy in making, such as television, refrigerator, microwave, and one that we use in our everyday life. How do you make sure that the companies and manufacturers of these products make sure that you get reimbursed in case there's a deficiency in their services, or the product hasn't been working properly? You make sure that you want your money back in such circumstances, right? But then there's some lacuna that has been happening, or there's this doubt that has been happening on their part, and you cannot converse well about what has happened wrong. So how do you make sure that these companies pay you back? Over the next course of 1 minute or so, we're going to talk about how you make sure that these companies pay you back. So I make these videos from my practical experiences that I've gained, and over the last 6 months or so, there was a product that I bought, and this was a refrigerator. Now the thing is, apart from my 5 years of studying law, I have also dealt with consumer court and their cases that have been filed by the consumers extensively. Now what happens in these cases is that normally these companies do not want these cases to go to the consumer courts. Now the best thing that you can do is, once you face these problems with their products and you know that the products aren't really working well, you write a mail to the regional head, or you make sure that the person you bought this product from, you ring them up, you tell them that there's been some problem with the product, and there's a deficiency in the product. And after you've told them, you make sure, if there's not a good response from their side, you write it a mail, proper mail, because a mail can also be something that can be an electronic evidence. So now you write a mail to them, and after you've written a mail, and a mail is something that you need to tell them in specific, the product ID, everything recording from the date you've brought your product and what are the specifics of your product. Now, when you've written this to the regional head, and every manufacturer and these big companies have these email IDs on their portals. So refer to these portals, go on their site, send them an email saying there was a deficiency of service from your part. I told this repairer from my end that there was my refrigerator was not working, my television was not working, and I told them that there was this problem, and this is under 2 months of me buying the product. Usually these electronic products come with a warranty of 6 months and not more than that. So make sure you are going ahead with it before 6 months or so. So when you go ahead with a problem, and even if it's minute, you don't need to actually make sure कि वो repair हो, right? What do I mean by that? It's okay for you to say 2 महीने के अंदर product अगर नहीं हुआ है, मतलब product खराब हुआ है, it's okay for you to get it replaced, because this is just the first 2 months that you're facing a problem. So now I faced a problem with my refrigerator. This is an example. Now I faced a problem. What do? I wrote an email to the regional head saying you have basically not serviced my refrigerator well. This is under 2 months of me buying the product, and there is clearly deficiency in the services from your end. Now 9 out of 10 times, basically, companies do care about their reputation, and they will go on to adhere to what you've written in the email. If not the local repairer or service provider, they will make sure that when you write it to the regional head or the national head of servicing team, that they make sure that you are being attended, and they make sure that your services are looked at and whatever you're demanding. And if by any chance, even if that is not looked upon, contact your nearest advocate, but an advocate who basically knows these English high profile words. And by that I mean, when you write a legal notice, I really am not the guy who says that you need to write really good English. By good English I mean really high fundu words, but then you do come across these words when you write a legal notice to such companies. Now when you write such legal notices, 90% of the times I see that these cases are then resolved, because no company of such big reputation would want their products or their fame to go down and the matter to go to the consumer court. Now what happens is, when you go ahead, you send them a legal notice. Like I said, it will be resolved. If it's not, go to your district forum, or it all depends upon your pecuniary jurisdiction basically. So according to the Consumer Protection Act 1986, which was earlier in place, The district court, district consumer forum is there. There's basically 3-tier mechanism as well in the consumer forums as well. So there's district consumer forum, there's state consumer commission, and there's national level commission as well. So under the 1986 Act, you had it by the pecuniary jurisdiction of this was till the 20 lakh limit, you could file it under district court. Now, after the 2019 Consumer Protection Act, which is replaced the 1986 one, now it's 1 crore. So until your product is of 1 crore, now you can go to the district court. Now, even while you're writing the email to the regional head or anyone, write it to them saying, if you do not leave me with an option, I would be left with no other alternative but to go to the consumer court, and under this act, that is Consumer Protection Act of 2019, the district consumer forum, that is whatever your district is, and you write it to them saying, I'll be left with no option but to approach this district consumer forum. And now 60, or I'm not even saying 60, but my personal opinion is 99% of the cases will get resolved over there, because no companies want to go to the court. And even in my case, I bought this product that was around 2-3 months back. The same email that I had written was then looked at and it was resolved under 15 days. Now you know what impact this email or this legal notice might have. Legal notice has to be sent by an advocate, that is preferable, and an advocate who basically knows legal jargons and things which can intimidate the other party, because that is something which is must. You know that you do not want to go to the court as well, but make sure that the other party realizes that as well. Now, after you're done with that, you know that 99% of the time, like I mentioned, you'll get the money back. If you're not left with an option, go to the district consumer forum, that is until 1 crore of product is being bought, and you know that your jurisdiction is still 1 crore, so you go under that. Apart from if the product that has been bought is above the value of 1 crore or so, you can then go to the state consumer commission, that is till 10 crore. Above that is the national commission. So make sure from next time, whenever things like this happen, and I know for a fact that the reason I'm making this video is because a lot of us do buy such products and there are deficiencies on our part. Even if it's a product of, I say, 1500 or 2000, do not hesitate to write an email to them. Do not hesitate to make sure you take follow-ups about how and when the product will be attended at. Make sure that you make them liable for what has been wrong, because if you don't, they have their own reputation. If you do not, they're going to be at a very, very relaxed phase. You make sure that they're liable for it. They're not going to do anything about it. So make sure from next time you do this. And if you like the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So that's it from my end today.